Hello, this is Todd Harmon, live from Dilboy Stadium. I'm joined by Sal Mendonça for another great season of Somerville Highlander football here in 2014.
Yeah, home opener. Kids are excited. The crowd is starting to file in here at Dilboy Stadium. Perfect night for football.
It is a perfect night, a little chill in the air, but not too much of one. It's a beautiful evening here as the Somerville Highlanders get ready to face off against the Arlington Spy Ponders. The Spy Ponders last year co-champions of the Liberty Division of Middlesex League with a 9-2 record, so this will be a great test for Somerville tonight.
It definitely will be. Arlington program is it's on the rebuilding phase. They had a couple of bad seasons, but last year, jumped through with that 9-3 season. They defeated Somerville last year, 28-7, and Highlanders are looking to, bounce back and get a little revenge here today.
Well, the Highlanders are a very young team, only 3 seniors on the roster. They got a little confidence and a little experience last week against Lawrence as they were able to come away with a 27-6 victory over Greater Lawrence up at Lawrence. That was an excellent game to build some confidence for this young team.
Oh, most definitely. And they look solid, on offense and on defense. The only points they allowed were on a kickoff return for a touchdown to open the second half. Other than that, the defense really limited to what Greater Lawrence could do with the ball.
Well, and I know Coach Gula believes that this season's success is going to begin and end with the defense. However that defense goes is how the team's going to go.
Most definitely. The defense is returning at least 5 to 6 starters from last year's team, where on the offense, you're looking at basically a brand new offense. You have about 1 or 2 returning starters that are on the offensive side of the ball. So the defense is definitely going to, at least early in the season, be what leads them throughout the first couple of games.
All right, we had the coin toss, and Somerville will be receiving the ball as they move from right to left on your television screen. As we look at the Max Preps rankings for these two teams, we've got Somerville coming in ranked at 174 in the state. Arlington comes in ranked number 43 in the state, so this will be a heck of a test for the Somerville Highlanders this evening. A couple housekeeping things to get out of the way very quickly. First of all, big thank you to Isaiah Lombardo. Isaiah did a great job getting us information down there on the field and some great updated rosters.
Somerville Highlanders will face off against non-league opponent Arlington High School.
Also, we have happy birthday wishes we want to send out. Coach McKinnon, Coach Mac, Fenton.
Yeah.
It's his birthday tonight. You talked to him about that earlier. Wished him a happy birthday, and he asked what?
Yeah, played it off pretty well.
Outstanding plays by all teams and athletes, supporting decisions by.
Well, as we get ready for action this
Showing
evening,
you our role model.
we look at what Arlington brings to the table here against Somerville. Frank Roach is their junior all-star, basically, on their offensive side. He plays quarterback. He can also split out and play wide receiver as well. A heck of an athlete is Frank Roach. Should be quite the test for Justin Berry and the rest of that defense.
Most definitely. The key to stopping Arlington will be stopping Frank Roach.
No doubt about that. Of course, as we saw last week, Somerville comes in with a very strong, as we pause now for the national anthem. As we get ready for football this evening, we think about last week as well against Lawrence. A couple great offensive performances for the Highlanders, as Isaac Sarin had a tremendous game. He passed 14 for 26 for 145 yards, 1 touchdown throwing the ball, and 2 running the ball. And then also the halfback Kevin Raymond, a tremendous game on 14 carries. He gained 101 yards with 1 touchdown late in that game to salt that game away for the Highlanders.
Yeah, they were just very solid offensively. Isaac was great, you know, first varsity start as second varsity start as a quarterback, first this season, and he was just very smart with the ball. Didn't throw too many balls where they could have been intercepted, made the right reads when he needed to, and when he needed to pull it down, obviously he did it twice, pulled it down, went in for the score.
As we line up for the kickoff here at Dilboy Stadium, we open up the home stand for the Highlanders here on Somerville Educational Channel 15 as the Spy Ponders prepare to kick off. Nice kickoff for the Spy Ponders, fielded at the 6. Coming up the right-hand side, tackled short of the 20 at about the 19-yard line. We talked about Isaac Sarin. He made some great choices last week. Had a tremendous touchdown pass early in that game. Got that one out to DeMar Chapman, a very gifted wide receiver. We're also looking for big things from Ivan Pierre, the freshman wide receiver for the Highlanders this evening.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Gullah had some pretty complimentary things to say about him in the preseason, basically calling him one of the best wide receivers around. And as a freshman, that's a pretty big endorsement there. So many big things coming from him over the next couple of years.
No question about that, as the Highlanders come out offensively, facing off against this tough Arlington team. Sarin back in the shotgun formation, little pistol set, hands it off to Raymond. He fumbles the ball, and right off the bat, ball control and ball security was an issue we noticed with him last week, and it continues right here on that that exchange.
Yeah, that just looked like a bad handoff from Isaac there. I don't know if they were trying to run the read option there, but as soon as he hit the chest, ball hit the ground, and Arlington pounced all over it. And once again, the defense is going to have to show their colors here and really hold this team together here early in the first quarter.
Absolutely. The defense of the Highlanders being tested here early, as Arlington will get the ball on the 17-yard line of the Highlanders. And Frank Roach will bring the Spy Ponders up to the line. Roach in that pistol set as well, a little shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set. Singh moves in motion. The ball is given up the middle. Gain of about 1.5 yards there.
Looked like a little miscue there by the Arlington offense. He went to turn to hand the ball off to someone, and there was no one there to take it, so he had to just tuck it and take whatever he could get on that play.
A couple miscues to open up the game this evening. I'd say some butterflies out there maybe opening out the season. This is Arlington's first game of the year. Of course, Somerville with their second game, their first home game this evening. Arlington back up to the line, full house backfield. Run right up the middle there. And that will go for about 5 yards. It's going to end up being about 3rd and 5 here for the Spy Ponders as they come without a huddle. Handoff off the right side. That's going to go in for the touchdown. As that touchdown goes to Tom Houston for the Spy Ponders.
Touchdown Arlington. Number 34.
It's going to make the score 6-0 right off the bat here.
Definitely not the way you want to start off the game, especially at home. You know, you get the ball first play on the turnover. Defense was, did have their backs against the wall. They didn't have much room to work with. 3 plays, Arlington gets in the end zone. Nice little run there by Houston.
And blocking up front, a very veteran, if you can say that for a high school team, a veteran offensive line, as they have 3 starters on their offensive line that have been starters for 3 years. As the extra point is up, and it is good for Arlington. Arlington will lead 7-0 here early on with 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So an uphill battle here for the Highlanders.
Yeah, digging themselves in the early hole, but the good part about it is there's still 9:25 in the first quarter. There's still plenty of game left for them to rebound. They just need to get things going on the offense, find a little rhythm, and get a nice little drive here to answer that Arlington touchdown.
No doubt about that. As the Highlanders huddled up on the sideline there, getting their P's and Q's together.
Last game against Greater Lawrence, I believe the Highlanders did turn the ball over on their first possession with a fumble. They rebounded very nicely. Definitely not what was in the game plan, but they've shown they can do it once. They're definitely going to try and do it again here. So hopefully a nice little kick return here will get things going for the Highlanders.
And the Spy Ponders will kick it away. It's going to be fielded at about the 10-yard line. As he comes out across the 20, makes a spin, and he's down at the 20. Getting tackled by the Spy Ponders there. Kevin Raymond had an excellent week last week. If there was one negative we could pull from it, it was ball security. I know that that handoff miscue was not his fault in that situation, but definitely a concern for Kevin Raymond, a phenomenal running back. We were both very impressed with what we saw last week from him.
The thing that impressed me the most about him is that with his size, he ran through a lot of tackles. It took more than one person to take him down. And if someone tried to arm tackle him, he basically just went right through it. It's going to take more than an arm tackle to take him down. And in instances, it took 2 or 3 men to take him down. So, especially with his size, the way he was running the ball was definitely a positive sign for the Highlanders this year.
You mentioned he ran through a lot of tackles last week. I remember on his touchdown run, he ran through about 3 or 4 tackles, right about the 3 or 4 yard line, and was able to get that touchdown. It'd be nice to see tough running like that from him throughout the season. As Somerville with the snap, Isaac, a little miscue there on the snap, and it's looks like a fumble recovered by Arlington, run back in for a touchdown. I couldn't tell whether he might have been trying to throw the ball. His arm was in motion, but looks like the officials are going to call that a fumble.
It looked like he was throwing the ball there, so that I hope the referees get together here. That's what Coach Gullis appears to be saying to the official here, but he's not having any of it.
It doesn't look like the official has any interest in what Somerville's coach has to say. He's explaining it to him now. But it looks like that score is going to stand, a defensive score for Arlington, and the hole gets a little bit deeper as Somerville goes down 13-0 here, pending the extra point. And the kick for Arlington is up, and it's good.
They did get a piece of that as the referee was, making the signal for the ball being tipped, and it still had enough oomph to get through the goalpost there.
The Spy Ponders lead 14-0.
So Somerville finds themselves in a 2-touchdown hole here with 9 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. The hill keeps getting a little bit taller there, Si.
It does. Right now, I think that the most important thing for the Highlanders here is just to find their confidence. They need to, start getting back to doing the things that make them successful. It seemed like Isaac was thinking a little too much on that play. He just needs to go back to, getting the ball and reacting to what he sees out there. Once he's able to do that, he's going to play a lot more loose and make all the plays that he's normally made this year.
Young team needs to get back to what they like to do confidently as the kickoff is fielded at about the 8-yard line. It's brought out down the middle of the field. Nice spin move there as he tries to get to the outside. He's going to be collected, though, at about the 27-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Highlanders there.
Nice little return there to help, get them a little further down the field than they've started all year. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out, run the ball, try to get some positive yards here just to get things going in the right direction.
In a situation like this, you're down by 2 touchdowns. You definitely want to go back to what you're used to, go back to something a little bit safe. The running game, like we were talking about, Kevin Raymond, an excellent running back. It looks like it might be time for Raymond to get the ball in this situation, or possibly a little read option for Isaac.
I agree. Let's get back to the things that they do well. And the way that Kevin was running the ball, he can definitely, with a few good runs here, kind of turn things the Highlanders' way.
So Highlanders are set for their 3rd offensive possession here. Sarin takes the snap, and he is immediately sacked as he was looking over to the right-hand side of the field.
Yeah, he had no time to even set his feet to make a pass there. As soon as he dropped back a few steps there, that defender was all over him.
Kenneth Wallace getting the sack there, as now it's going to be 2nd down and 17 for the Highlanders. The offensive line of the Highlanders is very young, much like the other portions of the Highlanders team.
They got a whole team full of youngsters.
Once again, pressure on Sarah, and he just barely able to get the ball out there looking towards Kevin Raymond, incomplete.
If he was able to set his feet and make that throw, Kevin Raymond had a lot of room to run there, but once again, the Arlington defensive line gave him no time to set up that play at all.
Bringing a lot of pressure are the Spy Ponders, as once again the pressure was applied on that play by Kenneth Wallace. Coming out from his linebacker spot, getting in on some blitzes there. 3rd down, 17 now for the Highlanders. Sarin back in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide. Over on the sweep now. Ooh, a good hit there on the left-hand side. Not able to get to the corner as Frank Roach right there. That speed, that lateral speed of Roach's was able to nullify any possibility there for the Highlanders as they gain about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 4th down.
He's just doing it all so far for Arlington there, both on the offensive side and the defensive side on that ball. Very nice tackle by him, didn't give him anything. Now the Highlanders are forced to punt here, and Arlington's going to start again in really, really good field position.
About 7:35 remaining here in the first quarter as the Highlanders will punt this one away. And the punt is away. And it's spinning down the field. It takes a nice Highlander bounce down to the 36, now 35-yard line. Will spin to a stop, and the Highlanders will down it there. Good field position for Arlington, but not as good as they were probably hoping in that situation.
Right, the first 2 times, well, the first time they had the ball inside the 20, and the next possession was a fumble return for a touchdown. So this is definitely the worst field position for them so far today.
Frank Roach will come back out to lead that offense for Arlington. Set up in a pistol set with 4 wide receivers. Roach looks over the form in the set. Takes a snap, fires it up the middle, and that ball is complete as Lucas Stravopoulos is down the right-hand side, down the sideline to about, looks like they're going to spot this one at the 7-yard line, about 8-yard line actually, as Stravopoulos with a nice reception, able to find some open field on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he had a lot of room to work there. Opened in the middle of the field, caught it, made a nice little cut all the way down to the 7. One thing to note for the Highlanders is they are missing junior Carl Alphonse back in that secondary, out with an injury that he suffered last week against Greater Lawrence. That's a big loss to the Highlander defense, as Carl is now a 3-year starter, started as a freshman back in that secondary for the Highlanders.
The Highlanders backs up against the wall once again as Arlington has it 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line, 1st and goal I should say from the 7. As this is a flip out to Roach, and he uses that speed, gets the corner, and he is in for the touchdown. 7-yard touchdown there for Frank Roach, showing his athleticism on both sides of the field.
And on that play, he lined up as the running back. He wasn't even the quarterback on that play.
It was a snap to Tom Houston, actually, and then he flipped it over on the lateral to Roach. So some different formations we're seeing from the Spy Ponders this evening.
The jack of all trades. You knew coming into this game he was their weapon. He's the one that they're going to go to. He's the one that basically the offense runs through, and he's already shown it so far today. You know, quarterback making the right read, handing the ball off for a touchdown run, and now in that case, getting the toss and taking it and beating everyone to the corner.
The extra point is up, and it is no good, just short. Highlanders able to get some pressure on that one.
Looks like that's the second point after they deflected.
Score stands Spy Ponders 20, Highlanders 0.
Going to make the score 20-0 as the Spy Ponders lead the Highlanders with 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. So the Highlanders trailing by 3 touchdowns early in this game, like we talked. They need to go to what they're comfortable with, what they know how to do. A young team out there. I know Coach Gula is trying to calm his guys down, keep them focused on what they need to do, and just do the little things.
Exactly. You're not going to score 20 points on one possession, so you're just going to start chipping away, doing the things that, like you said, you're successful at. You want to start getting first down, start moving the ball, start putting some of the pressure back on Arlington here.
Spy Ponders will have the kickoff fielded at about the 15-yard line on the right-hand side of the field. Hopping and bopping down the field, and he's tackled at about the 27. So the Highlanders offense will come back out to the field. Arlington able to get a lot of pressure thus far on the Highlanders. How do you think, Sal, that they might be able to nullify a little bit of that pressure?
I think they need to run the ball a little bit more, just so that the offensive line, it gives the defense actually something different to look at. Every time Isaac's dropped back so far, he's taken 2 or 3 steps, and then there's been a spy ponder right there on top of him. He hasn't been able to set his feet. Run the ball a little bit more is going to have to, have them think about something different instead of just rushing the passer. Now they're going to have to worry about, the running back coming out of the backfield, and things like that can help, lead to play action, or even give Isaac a little bit more time when they do pass the ball.
Highlanders offense now coming out to the field. Sets up with 4 wides. Joined in the backfield by Kevin Raymond is Isaac Sarin. Sarin gets the snap once again, pressured very, very heavily, and he will be sacked.
There were, 5 spy ponders there? It looked like they were trying to set up a screen, but there were 5 spy ponders on top of Isaac before he could even decide to do anything with that football.
Sacked all the way back at the 15-yard line.
Second and long.
He's going to bring up a second and about 21, it looks like.
Coach Gullo, they're looking to catch Arlington being too aggressive. They're setting up this screen. If Isaac had the time to set his feet, they had the whole right side of the field wide open for a running room.
Isaac calling out the signals. Awaits the snap. Once again, the blitz is coming. Hand up the middle to Raymond. Nothing doing there as he is dropped about a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
It seems like every play, Arlington is just sending 6, 7, 8 guys into the Highlander backfield. Too many for the offensive line to pick up, and giving the running backs and Isaac at quarterback no time to make any decisions or do anything with the ball right now.
Looks like the Spy Ponders came in with one idea defensively, and that's attack. Attack this young offense and see if they can get them off their game.
Most definitely. Look, like right here, they got six guys in the box right there, 7 guys.
3rd and 21 now as Isaac looks it over. He drops back to pass. The pass comes out. It's complete. A little juke, a little move. It'll take 3 Spy Ponders, but Shaquille Joseph will be brought down after a gain of about 10 yards on that one, maybe about 12-yard gain there, as it'll bring up 4th down and 10 now for the Highlanders, forced to punt once again.
Nice little chunk of yardage they just gained back there, but that could have just shown you something that they might need to go to now. Nice little quick pass they're able to get, 9, 10 yards on that. The more they are able to do that, the more Arlington's going to have to, step back from that pressure that they're doing and start taking more guys and worrying about plays like that.
Highlanders set to punt here. That was a very nice punt. Forces the returner back. Runs it down the left-hand side, spins around, catches the corner. That's dangerous right there. As he cuts it back inside at the 25, he's down at the 17-yard line.
We do have a flag on the field over on the other side of the 50 here. Looked like there was a hold on Arlington.
That might have been why he caught the corner on it.
There's actually another one in the middle of the field that I thought they should have called, but
This is going to bring that return back. We have a hold on Arlington.
looks like they have the flag at the 45, so Arlington will probably be starting the ball on the 35 in their own territory.
Arlington backed up to the 35-yard line. They'll begin their next drive there. 4 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. as the Highlander defense tries to set up and steady the ship a little bit here, Sal.
Most definitely. A turnover would be great here, but just holding Arlington to a 3-and-out, or just holding them to no points, getting the ball back, could just be the thing that starts getting momentum on the Highlander side.
As Arlington will run the ball right up the middle out of the full house backfield. Gain of about 1 there on the left-hand side. Brings up actually about 2 yards on that gain, so it brings up a 2nd and 8 here for the Spy Ponders.
Nice stop there on first down for the Highlanders there. 2-yard gain, sets up 2nd and long here.
2nd and 8 for the Spy Ponders.
Arlington once again, heavy run formation for them. As the handoff once again to Houston, he will bust up, cut it back to the left, and be brought down just past midfield, actually past midfield at about the 44-yard line.
Ran into the official there, standing in the middle of the field, which helped the Highlanders out there a little bit. But a nice hole up the middle that the Arlington offensive line provided for him. Nice little dash of a run there. Now it's first down in Highlander territory.
Highlander defense trying to stand up tall here against this tough Arlington offense. Roach will bring them up to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers out. Roach on the option will keep it himself around the left-hand side. He gets hit once. He's able to fight through it and gain about 14 yards down to the 30-yard line for the first down.
Arlington carry to the 30-yard line, brings up 1st and 10.
Another nice run there, looking to run the triple option there. Roach pulled it from the fullback and had the corner and took those 12, 13 yards for another first down. He's an impressive little football player.
Yeah, he's very impressive. He's got a lot of speed, and you saw towards the end there he had a lot of power as well as he ran through a tackle. Towards the end of that run, got an extra 4 or 5 yards on that.
He definitely wasn't shying away from contact. He saw the Highlanders coming. He just dropped that shoulder and took it and kept going forward, and nice little run there.
You have timeout on the field, as I believe the Highlanders are taking the timeout there. Set their defense.
Give them a breather, give a little time to recoup and go over. It seems like Arlington right now, they've only thrown the ball once. The run game is definitely working for them. Power running game, right downhill. They're not really trying to do too many cute things on offense. They're just doing, hard running. They did have that one pass wide open in the middle of the field, so they have the Highlanders sticking on all fronts.
No doubt about that. As we mentioned, the Spy Ponders, one of the strengths of their offense is their experienced offensive line. Three-year starters on that offensive line, all 3 of them captains as well. And they're running behind that big offensive line right now with success.
I mean, it's a smart thing to do. You got 3 offensive linemen who've been playing for 3 years now, captains. You might as well, set them behind them and let them go.
Single wide receiver for the Spy Ponders as the give is up the middle. Gain of about 5 yards there. Looks like Liam Fagan with the run there. They'll come back up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Roach is actually set up as a split back here, as the give is to Roach up the middle. And he will be stopped. Good defensive stand there by the Highlanders.
Nice job by the defensive line. They got through right there. Once one of the defensive linemen wrapped them up, you saw a slew of other Highlanders just jump right in there. Nice job, and now it sets up a 3rd and about 5 or 6 now for Arlington.
Brings up a 3rd and 6 here for Arlington. We might see them have to wing the ball. A little throwing action here possibly for Arlington. As you said, they haven't had to do that very often. Might be forced into that situation here, although they do come with 2 running backs in the backfield, single out, split right. As the give is to Houston as he cuts it around the left-hand side, trying to get to the corner and the first down marker. It's going to depend upon the spot here around the 20-yard line.
It's going to be close, and they're giving them the first down. Even on 3rd and long, they're staying with what works for them. That power running game, they're not going to move away from it. And being up by 20 early in the first quarter, late in the first quarter, gives them the luxury of being able to do that.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Tom Houston once again with the run there was able to get to the corner, get that first down for the Spy Ponders. Minute 28 remaining here in the first quarter as they have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. A little fumble there in the backfield as it was a read option. Looked like the fullback tried to grab hold of it.
Yeah.
The quarterback tried to pull it out of his stomach. Arlington able to get back on top of it, though.
Now he was able to pounce right on top of that. Unfortunately for the Highlanders, that ball just stayed there right for him. Didn't kick left or right or make it any difficult for him to pick it up.
Once again, Arlington comes up to the line of scrimmage. Snap comes back to Houston on the run. He'll cut it back inside. For a gain of about 5 yards there, it's going to bring up, actually, I'm sorry, a gain of about 8 yards there. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 5 here for the Spy Ponders.
Yeah, some shifty moves there. It looks like the Highlanders had him contained, but nice little cuts back to the inside. Gave him at least 4 or 5 more yards on that run.
Showing some good vision there from Houston as he was able to find some running room where it didn't look like he had any. And the snap is back. This one's going to go out to Stavropoulos as he will try to find some ground there on the left-hand side. A nice stop there by the Highlanders as they're going to hold them on 3rd down.
Great job by the Highlander defense there. They didn't allow him to get to the outside corner. They were able to contain him before he got there, and it gave him basically a gain of 0, it looked like. If anything, it was a yard. But great job by the defensive line there, containing that toss play that Arlington's been run successfully so far today.
Yeah, they had a lot of success getting to the corner as that's going to end the first quarter. We're going to switch sides of the field here, and Arlington will have a decision to make as they've got 4th and about 6 from the 17-yard line coming up at the beginning of the second quarter.
First quarter, the score remains Arlington 20, Somerville 0.
We've seen some talented offense and defense coming from Arlington, some talented players, Frank Roach. No doubt about it. Tom Houston as well, playing very well. Getting a lot of pressure on the Highlander offense. Highlander defense standing up here, though, beginning to find their feet, it looks like, trying to stop that running game of Arlington's.
I don't know if this is Arlington's field goal range. I don't know, what type of kicker they have. They might go for it. They're definitely not going to punt it, so it's either a field goal or they're going for it. And this would be a big momentum booster for the Highlanders. If they're able to stop them here, get the ball back, even though they'll be deep in their own territory. They prevented Arlington from putting points on the board for the first time tonight, and hopefully they can build off that momentum and start going forward and let the offense get a little jump start this thing for us.
Well, I've got to think that the coaching staff for Arlington also is bearing in mind that they've had 2 of their extra points that have been tipped by the Highlanders,
Yeah.
and that's going to come into play when they're thinking about their decision here on 4th down.
It looks like they're going to go for it here, which isn't too surprising. They probably will end up maybe passing the ball here.
Arlington will go for it here on 4th down. Now we're going to have a timeout on the field.
Looks like Arlington wasn't too sure of how to line up on that play.
Not sure, maybe they were looking at the defensive set that the Highlanders have put out there. Now they might be adjusting their play call based on that.
Interesting on that, on how they set up though. They only have 1 wide receiver out there. It looks like they have 2 tight ends in there. I'd be more worried about one of the tight ends down the middle of the field.
Arlington once again set up for 4th and 7 here, leading 20-0 as back to pass with the throw out, and it is complete on the right-hand sideline. A nice pass there as Arlington is able to get the first down on a 4th and 7.
Successful pass there, and the interesting thing is that wasn't Frank Roach back there, quarterback.
I noticed that. I'm trying to figure out who that was. I think it was actually Colin Hanley on that play, as he was able to get the pass out there. I've not seen Roach out there in a little bit since he was stopped on a previous drive.
They may be giving him a breather. They do have the luxury of being up 20-0 here, so.
As Arlington runs it right up the middle there, Houston runs it right up the gut on the handoff, gets it down to about the 1-yard line. It's going to bring up second and goal from actually about the 2-yard line here, as Arlington looks to get it back into the end zone here against the Highlanders.
The thing with Roach is he does play both ways, and is a very important piece for this Arlington team, so they probably do pick and choose their spots when they do give him the breather, but the Arlington offense hasn't slowed down one bit with his absence.
No doubt about that, as Hanley will take the snap, hand it right up the middle. A nice job by the Highlanders there in the interior line, as it looks like they're able to stop him right on the goal line, bringing up a 3rd and goal for the Spy Ponders.
No gain on the play. 3rd and goal.
Nice little stop there by the defensive line. See if they can do it again here on 3rd down. Looks like Arlington's just trying to go right up the middle. Just hand it off, go right up the middle, and use that experience they have on the line. The big boys up front, and just let them push it through for a touchdown.
And then you can bring it back up here.
As Stavropoulos in the backfield. Hanley waits on the snap. Give his to Stavropoulos right up the middle, as he's able to follow that big offensive line right into the end zone for the touchdown.
Arlington.
The key here is definitely, the play of both the offense and defensive line for Arlington here. They're just kind of taking control of this game, with the offensive line just allowing them to basically run the ball at will against the Highlanders defense, and with their defensive line just being able to penetrate the line and not giving the offensive, the quarterback of Isaac and the running backs any time to make any decisions or have any openings.
As we've touched on, lots of experience on that Arlington offensive and defensive line. A lot of guys playing both ways, and seeing a lot of skill there and a lot of success there for Arlington as they look to go ahead 27-0, pending this extra point. It's a bad snap, high snap, controlled by the holder. He's not going to go anywhere though, as the ball's fumbled, bounces around. The extra point is no good, so the score will remain 26-0 with 9 minutes left here in the first half.
And a performance like this so far, it comes with the growing pains of having such a young team. I mean, you only have 3 seniors on the team.
The next game is at home. Who they're playing?
Only 3 seniors on the team. Lots of sophomores and juniors, and a lot of freshmen that are being plugged into this starting lineup on the offense and defensive side of the ball.
Okay, thank you.
You're just going to look for them to, hopefully bounce back a little bit here, show some gut in here, and they're just going to tough it out. There's one thing you'll know about the Highlanders. I mean, they're not going to quit. They're just going to go through, and play this game every minute of the time, and hope to move forward and forward. So.
Well, these are the growing pains. These are the situations that you've got to learn how to play through them. You've got to learn, with a young team, you've got to learn to win, but you also have to learn how to lose as well. You have to learn how to take these situations where you're down and continue fighting through and find a way to try to get back into the game.
And most definitely, and by no means is this game over at all.
No doubt. As the Highlanders will take the spinning, bouncing kick at about the 10-yard line, run it up the right-hand side. He's going to be out at about the 22-yard line. So I believe that was Raymond with the return there.
Highlander return to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Highlanders.
Lots of pressure coming from this Arlington defense, but like you pointed out, Sal, when Isaac's had the opportunity, rarely, to get the ball thrown to anyone, they've had ability and open field at that point in time. The pressure is getting in on Isaac, unfortunately, but if they can get some quick passes out into the flats areas, they might be able to find some success out there.
I mean, that last play they ran on offense, they just snapped the ball at Isaac, he just turned through, and they got 10, 12 yards on it. That could be something that they're going to go to a lot more, just to take the pressure off the offensive line and give the defense something else to think about instead of them packing the box there with 7, 8 guys every play.
Got 7 in the box right here, as a matter of fact, Sal, as Isaac brings them to the line of scrimmage. Snap comes back. A little miscommunication there. Raymond came to Isaac's right. Isaac turned to his left, and he'll be taken down with a sack there.
2nd down.
And just once again, as soon as the ball was snapped, he turned, and the Arlington D-line was right there waiting for him.
Heavy pressure coming in from Arlington.
They're not moving. They're not changing. Like you said, there are 7, 8 guys in there now.
Yep.
8 guys in the
8
box,
guys in the box.
just putting pressure on them. And they're going to be playing man defense. I mean, one-on-one matchup could go the Highlanders' way here.
Isaac looks the defense over. it's going to be the option. Isaac's going to take it right up the middle. He's going to get back what they lost on the first down and get it back to the original line of scrimmage almost. It's going to bring up third and about 10.
See, what I liked about that is he didn't really have, there wasn't too much thinking involved. He snapped it, made the read, and went. He was confident with it, ran, dropped his shoulder. Hopefully, you know, good sign of things to come there as he starts gaining more confidence as this game plays out.
Absolutely. And that's one of the biggest keys. A young team, you've got to find that confidence. Highlanders set up in their offensive set. 3 wide receivers out for Sarah. And he looks downfield. That one's going to be tipped at the line. Looked like he was trying to get the ball to Barry there.
Yeah, the big tight end, Justin Berry, a very big target. I mean, definitely, you know, that's a player that they want to have the ball in his hands. Tough to bring down, catches the ball very well. But unfortunately, you know, the ball was tipped to the line, and once again, just didn't really have any time to make things happen back there.
Highlanders.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the more that they start showing those type of looks, it's going to force Arlington to not have 8, 9 guys in the box every time. They start spreading things out, quick passes, even if they want to, you know, set up them in the shotgun and take a few steps back and throw it deep, it's going to put the pressure on Arlington to make an adjustment.
As the Highlanders will punt here with 4th and 11. A little bit of a rush there, nice high punt. It'll take an Arlington bounce initially and then be down by the Highlanders at the 45-yard line where Arlington will take over.
Nice high punt there, got caught up in the air there a little bit. Dropped about the 50, but like you said, it took an Arlington bounce there. They're going to start in Highlander territory once again here at the 45, and I'm going to assume they're going to run. They've been doing it pretty well so far. They've only thrown the ball twice, both successful, but they're going to stick with their bread and butter, I would assume, and keep running hard downhill.
Arlington comes to the line. Colin Hanley once again, calling the signals for the Spy Ponders. Bobbles the snap a little bit, but is able to get the ball off to Houston. Houston breaks through a tackle, breaks through another, spins down to about the 33-yard line as he gets the first down with a 12-yard run on first down for the Spy Ponders.
Nice little run in there. For a small guy, he runs with some power, but he also has got some moves to make you miss. One thing I liked about what he did there is he covered the ball with 2 hands as he was getting tackled. He knows with the lead they have, ball security is important. But the Islanders were in there trying to rip that ball out, so that's good to see on the defensive side.
Spy Ponders come back to the line of scrimmage, first down and 10, as the give is to Houston off left tackle, and he gets out about 3 yards there as the Highlanders able to bring him down at the 30.
I think that the Highlander defense understands the urgency that they need to play with right now, because it seems like every play you have someone holding them up, and there are 2 or 3 Highlanders trying to rip that ball loose, trying to cause that turnover to, you know, spark the team here.
Brings up a 2nd and 7 here for the Spy Ponders. Hanley calls out the signals. We give once again to Houston right up the middle. He's a tough little running back. He just runs it right up in there.
He is. He grabs the ball, he puts his head down, and he just goes. You know, the added benefit for him being able to do that is, you know, as we said time and time again, is the experience they have up front on that offensive line. Those big boys playing together for 3 years, you have, you know, that cohesion. You know what the other person's doing at every moment of the time, and, you know, they've been able to show it here tonight.
That was enough for a first down, as it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Spy Ponders from the 22-yard line. Hanley calls out the signals again. And the give once again to Houston up the middle. This time the Highlanders able to make that one go nowhere.
Nice job by the defensive line to make the initial contact, and then all you saw is the rest of the Highlanders come through to make sure he did go down. And interesting, no Frank Roach out there.
Yeah, once again, no Frank Roach out there. Hanley calling the signals, playing quarterback, and that might be one of the other reasons we're seeing a predominance of a ground game.
Looks like he's over there to the right of the bench there talking to, I don't know if it's a trainer or not. Maybe he's a little dinged up there.
Spy Ponders on 2nd and 10 here from the 22-yard line. Hanley this time back to pass. He will throw it to, a nice little pass.
Yeah.
Got a 20-yard out there, and he's able to get the touchdown. As Arlington continues to score.
Okay. All right, just signal me and I'll hit it.
And that definitely was a touchdown. I didn't see much of an emphatic signal, but it definitely was one.
Yeah, it was a nice little pass. It hung up in the air a little bit, had a little wobble to it, but put it in the perfect spot. Let number 7 there jump up and use his size to catch it and fall in the end zone.
Suki Singh, the tight end there, number 7 for the Spy Ponders, able to get into the end zone on that pass.
With the lead that Arlington has right now, I'm not really sure you'll see Frank Roach the rest of this game. They seem to be still moving the ball well on offense.
Spy Ponders are going to go for 2 here, leading 32-0. And the give is to Houston as he came in motion, was able to pick it up on the handoff and run it in for the 2 points.
I think the coaching staff there was kind of sick of seeing all their extra points either get blocked or stuffed there. As you see on the screen there, you got Frank Roach talking to it. Looks like a trainer.
Yep.
Bad news for Arlington. Wondering, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but I doubt we see him the rest of the game today.
With the 34-0 lead and Frank Roach being the athlete that he is and so vital for their season like he is, that I think you're right about that, Sal. He's probably not going to be back out on the field.
What I'm looking forward to seeing, the rest of this game is just to see how the Highlanders respond here. Knowing Coach Gullah, knowing the coaching set that they have here, they're not going to let them, falter. They're not going to let them give up here. I expect them to play just as hard now as they did at the beginning of the game. Looking for positive things, not just for the rest of this game, but moving forward in the season. You're going to have tough times throughout the year. How you respond, how you react to those, and how you rebound is going to tell you what type of team you have.
And the Spy Ponders will kick it off with 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's a low line drive kick that will bounce through the end zone for the touchback. As the Highlanders will get the ball on the 20.
Results in a touchback. Highlanders will take over at their own 20-yard line.
So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Gullah wants to do offensively here to try to nullify that pass rush, because Arlington's been able to have an incredible pass rush thus far, just basically being on top of Isaac the moment he's gotten the ball. Not a lot of time back there in the offensive backfield for Isaac Sarin to do anything with the ball.
I'd like for him to go back to those quick passes like he ran on 3rd and I think it was 17 where they got a chunk of yards back. It gives you one-on-one options. The receivers out there only covered by one man. He beats that one man, he's going to go for a touchdown, because Arlington has 7, 8 guys rushing in every play.
Good possibility on the outside there with that one-on-one coverage. Like you said, you make one guy miss, and the field opens up for you. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half as the Highlanders will begin this drive at their own 20. Sarin back to pass. Instead, he'll hand it off to Raymond on delay. And nothing doing on that draw play.
Yeah, it looked like the draw play. As soon as he handed the ball off, the Arlington defender was right in there. Once again, 7, 8 guys in the box there. Just as soon as the ball snapped, they're all coming. They're all going straight for the quarterback, running back, whoever's in the backfield. Arlington defensive backs are playing 6, 7, 8 yards off the line on each of the receivers here. But unfortunately, the way things have gone so far, Isaac hasn't really had time to set his feet and make a throw.
It's going to be 2nd down and 15 here for the Highlanders. As Sarin's back calling out the signals. Quick pass out to the left. Incomplete, looking for Shaquille Joseph on that play.
That threw a little wide there for him. He did have time to set his feet though, but the pressure was still there. They had his hands up. They had their hands up. They got their 4 down linemen, but then you have 2 linebackers looking like they're blitzing every time. They're running up to the line every time. So with a young offensive line, I mean, that's going to confuse them. I mean, it has to.
Brings up 3rd and 15 here for the Highlanders. So we have a timeout on the field. Arlington takes a timeout.
Yep.
Timeout, Arlington. If you want to play one now, you can.
Timeout on the field with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left here in the first half. The Highlanders trailing 34-0.
Timeout
here on Somerville Educational Channel 15, bringing you Somerville Highlander football throughout the season.
Once again, 8 guys in the box there for Arlington.
More pressure coming on this play, no doubt about that. Isaac takes the snap, tries to run from the pressure. He can't seem to get anywhere though, as a tackle is made for the sack at about the 5-yard line. That pressure just won't stop.
No, it's not. I mean, he's snapping the ball, takes 2 steps, and there's an Arlington, there's a spy ponder right there in his face. I mean, it's got to be tough for him. And you know, the way that things have been going so far today, that pressure is coming just about every play, and it's going to be tough for them to stop it.
Absolutely, it will be, and it looks like it is. No question, tough to stop that defense. They are blitzing every single down. 8 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys in the box coming after Isaac. No time whatsoever to set his feet or throw, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 22 here for the Highlanders as they punt from their own end zone.
It's literally, if there's a receiver out there, they have 1 guy covering him, and everyone else is blitzing. Everyone's one-on-one. Nice punt.
Nice punt. Out to the 40-yard line. This one fielded and returned up the middle for about 5 yards on the return to the 34-yard line. And that's where Arlington will take over.
Nice punt there. Out to about the 40-yard line. They only allowed, what, a 5-yard return, if that? So nice coverage downfield by the kick team. Now with two minutes left in the quarter, Highlanders are looking to hopefully just stop Arlington here, go into halftime, regroup, and come out and start doing some positive things on offense and defense.
Arlington comes to the line of scrimmage, 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Colin Hanley in at quarterback, taking the place of Frank Roach, who is not in the game. And this give is up to the fullback, Kyle Coleman, as he gains about 8 yards there.
We'd like to encourage you to support the Highlanders by visiting our concession stand.
Looks like we have
at the end of the
a spy
call.
ponder down on the field.
That is Kyle Coleman, the runner on that. Dinged up a little bit, looks like his right leg limps off the field. Bring up a 2nd down here for the Spy Ponders and about 3 from the 25-yard line.
Just can't see him. Yeah, it's tough. During the day, it's even tough. So, Ted O'Brien is blocked in by 3 cars, and you can't hear the mic barely, and they won't let me turn it up.
The give up the middle, once again, nicely defended by the Highlanders in the middle of that defensive line. Kenneth Wallace is stopped there.
Great job there. Only, maybe no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Nice job by the defensive line to get through there and make that play there. Setting up Arlington for about 3rd and 3-4 yards to go.
Just under a minute left here in the half as Arlington looking to tack a little bit more on. Hopefully the Highlanders are able to stop them here on 3rd and about 3. The give is to Houston. Houston is able to get off to the right and squeeze through for the 1st down as he gets about 7 yards on that play.
1st down for Arlington.
Down to the 20-yard line. Just over 30 seconds left here in the half. Arlington seems content to continue to run the ball.
Yep.
Leading 34-0 here over the Highlanders. Colin Hanley in at quarterback for the Spy Ponders, as he will be back to pass on the play action, and it is incomplete. Looking for the end zone there, as they were looking once again for Singh, the tight end, in the end zone. But the ball is incomplete. Nice coverage there for the Highlanders.
Looks like number 20, Matt Collins, back there. Leaping, get it in his hand in there. Not sure if he deflected or not, but he definitely caused confusion for Singh there for trying to catch that ball.
We got one more play here in the first half as 3 seconds remain. Arlington will line it up. Second down and 10 is the down and distance, but with only 3 seconds left, this will be the last play of the half as the give is up the middle, and he is going nowhere on that one as Houston is stopped for a loss of 3. I'm sorry, that's Stavropoulos is stopped for the loss. And that'll bring halftime here as the Highlanders trail the Spy Ponders of Arlington by a score of 34-0. We move towards halftime here on Educational Channel 15 of Somerville. We are back here at Dilboy Stadium for Somerville Highlander football here on Somerville Educational Channel 15. We have some fireworks in the distance. Not many offensive fireworks on the field for the Highlanders. This is Todd Harmon alongside Sal Mendonça. Sal, 34-0 the Highlanders trail here as we move to the second half. Lots of pressure on the Highlanders offense and nothing much going their way right now.
No, I mean, Arlington definitely, you can see why they were a 9-3 team last year, and with them returning so many players from last year's team, they have a lot of experience on their side. Now you look at the Highlanders, who are going through a rebuilding phase here. They got 3 seniors on their team, very, very young, lots of freshmen, sophomores playing. You have some juniors, but this is a team that is only going to get better as the season progresses, as these players get all that experience that they haven't really had in the previous years. So it's games like this that are great for teaching. It's a great teaching point as a coaching staff. So look for the Highlanders just to continue to build on, not just today, but throughout the season on the performances and trying to get better each day.
We were talking during halftime, a tough beginning for the Highlanders offense. The first 2 possessions, the first 2, frankly, plays pretty much that they had. They had a fumble on the first play and also a fumble on their second play as well. Turnovers on those first 2. Just a big hole they've had a difficult time digging out of.
Yeah, most definitely. It's tough when, especially as a defense, when your first time on the field is you're battling, you're inside your own 20 trying to defend the goal. The 2 turnovers Arlington was able to successfully turn into points each time. And ever since then, the Highlanders were facing an uphill battle.
Highlanders will kick off here to start off the second half as it's a lone line drive kick fielded at the 20 by Houston. He will bring it up to the 38-yard line where Arlington will begin here in the second half with the ball.
The Arlington return to the 38-yard line will be first and
Looking
10.
offensively for the Spy Ponders. Coming into the game, Frank Roach was their offensive weapon of choice. Tremendous player, but he sustained an injury in the first half. We don't believe it's a serious injury, but with a lead like this, there's no need to chance such a talent as Frank Roach. So Colin Hanley now calling the signals for Arlington. They come to the line of scrimmage, and it's a give up the middle. As Stavropoulos doesn't find much running room there. Only a game about 1, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9 here for the Spy Ponders.
Nice job by the D-line there, holding their ground, not letting them open up any holes there, and limiting them to just a 1-yard gain there.
One certain bright spot, no question about it, for the Highlanders is that interior of the defensive line. They've done a good job. They've been able to prevent the Spy Ponders running attack in the interior, but they've been able to get to the corner for some nice runs, though. As the Spy Ponders are set here for 2nd down and 9. The snap is low, it is dropped, as Hanley will fall on it back at the 34-yard line. So a loss of about 5 on that one is going to bring up a 3rd and 15 here for the Spy Ponders.
I like what the Highlanders did there. They kind of fed Arlington a little bit of their own medicine there. They had, it looks like 7, 8 guys in the box. As soon as that ball snapped, they all went for it. So now they're leaving themselves open to the one-on-one coverage outside, but with how successful Arlington's run game has been so far, I like the adjustment that they've made, and they're just, they're trying to give them a little bit of their own medicine here.
Arlington's defense had been blitzing since the beginning of the game, and like you said, a little bit of their own medicine back as the Highlanders able to get an effective pass rush there. And The bad snap also helped as Hanley pitches it out, and Stavropoulos will get to the about 5-yard gain there. A nice job defensively for the Highlanders as they did not allow him to get to the corner there.
Perhaps end up 4th and 10 here. I haven't really seen much of a personnel change here. Wondering if the Highlanders, if Arlington's going to go for it or not.
It does bring up a 4th and 10 here for the Spy Ponders. Hanley's getting his signals from the sidelines there. Highlanders are set though for a punt if it does turn out to be that, and we're going to have a timeout on the field as Arlington's going to call timeout.
Looks like they didn't have the right personnel out there.
Nice defensive set and nice defensive opening there for the Highlanders to start off the second half here, forcing Arlington into a punting situation.
There's always going to be weird for soccer, and I do the clock and the announcing for soccer.
High snap, controlled. Nice punt there for Arlington. Bounces down at the 20. Takes a Spy Ponder bounce down to the 15, where it'll be downed by Tom Houston for the Spy Ponders.
Nice punt there. The Highlanders had some nice pressure there, coming close to blocking that kick as well. Great 3-and-out by the Highlanders. Just what they needed. Defense came out. Showed that they had a point to prove here. Nice 3-0, and now the offense is going to take the field for the first time in the second half, and hopefully, they can continue doing the same.
We'll see what the offense can do here for the Highlanders. We were talking once again during the halftime about what the Highlanders could do here in the second half, and with all that pressure, 7 guys, 8 guys in the box, they've got a lot of one-on-one coverage going on the outside, so if they can get a quick pass to the outside, possibly make somebody miss, there could be some open field there to be found by the Highlanders.
If you look at it right now, the Highlanders have 4 receivers. There are 4 guys covering them, and everyone's just bunched up on the line.
Isaac Sarin back calling the signals for the Highlanders. Not a lot of time today thus far, as we have another timeout on the field. Arlington, once again, another timeout.
Timeout Arlington.
Looks like Arlington came out in the second half, not too sure of, the things that they're going to be doing here. But on the player standpoint, already having to burn 2 timeouts early here. Within the first drive and the first time Highlanders have had the ball. So
Arlington using their second timeout here in the second half. We have fireworks in the distance here at Dilboy Stadium. See if we can get some Highlander offensive fireworks going on the field. As Isaac Sarin back at the quarterback position for the Highlanders. Kevin Raymond at halfback. 4 receivers split out for Sarin. He'll take the snap. Look on the quick slant. Incomplete, a little bit high on that pass.
I like the play call, though. They were going for Pierre there, the freshman wide receiver. A nice little slant route there. Just out of his reach, but short, quick passes there, trying to get their skill guys out in space.
Pass incomplete. Second down.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 here for the Highlanders from their own 15-yard line. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Highlanders trailing 34-0. Sarin gets the snap under heavy pressure once again, sets up a little screen, but just barely underthrown as they were trying to find Kevin Raymond on the screen. And once again, there was room to run there if that pass could have been completed.
The pressure was there, just a split second too soon for Isaac there, because he did have Kevin Raymond wide open on the flat there with lots of room to run. Trying to catch the Arlington defense being too aggressive, but their speed there was able to get there just in time to throw Isaac's pass off.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for the Highlanders. Just trying to figure out something that's going to work offensively, and it looks like throughout they've just been that game of inches is going on, because once again another situation where there was a possible pass. If it could have been a reception, then there was certainly some ground there. Sarin once again looking at a lot of guys in the box. Looks like they have 7 in the box. 4 wide receivers matched up man-to-man. Sarin back to pass. He has a little bit of time. He looks out to the right-hand side, and that is incomplete, almost intercepted, as that route was jumped on about a 10-yard quick hook.
Isaac did a good job there. The pressure was coming from the outside. He was able to step up in the pocket, give himself some time. Throw just a little late there, almost picked off by the Arlington defender there, but good presence there by Isaac, knowing that the pressure was coming outside, stepped up in the pocket there to make a throw.
No doubt about that, as we see Frank Roach, the tremendous player, quarterback and safety for the Arlington Spy Ponders, on the sideline, helmet off. He's probably done for the evening. Sustained what might have been, we're not 100% sure, an injury. As the Highlanders will punt the ball away, another nice high punt, fielded at the 46-yard line. A couple tackles slipped there as he runs down the right-hand side and is corralled finally at the 29-yard line.
Another very nice punt there. Nice return there by the Arlington return man, but he should have been tackled for probably a gain of 3 or 4 yards. But two Highlanders with arm tackles where he was able to run right through, and a nice job by him. But press punt by there, back by inside his own 10-yard line, getting out to about the 50. So
good distance, nice hang time on the punts as well this evening. As the Highlander defense back out to face off against the Spy Ponders offense. Colin Hanley in at the quarterback position for the Spy Ponders. Gets the snap, he'll pitch it off to the right-hand side. We have a flag down as he's corralled down at the 30-yard line.
Nice job by the Highlanders, not letting him get to the outside there, limiting him to no gain on the play there with the flag on the field. I'm going to assume it's holding, but I've been wrong before.
It's Elijah Woods on the carry there.
That holding call is going to pull him back now. The Highlanders, first and 20 now for Arlington, and the defense has definitely stepped up their game here so far in the second half.
Moving on the offense.
No question about that, as the Highlander defense able to force a 3-and-out on the first possession for Arlington. Now they've got a first down and 20 facing Arlington. Hanley will take the snap. He'll hand it off. And once again, a great penetration there by the Highlanders as they're able to get get Elijah Woods back in the offensive backfield for a loss of about 5 on that play.
Great job by the Highlander nose tackle there. He penetrated through the line, and as soon as he handed that ball off, he was met by the Highlanders, given for a loss of 5. And Arlington continues to go backwards so far here in the second half.
Highlander defense, the most experienced portion of their team, and definitely showing it here. Down 34 to nothing, but they've come out to play here in the second half, and they're really getting after this Arlington offense. As it's second now, I should say, at about 24 for the Spy Ponders. They're going to pitch it to the left-hand side, and he's down after a gain of maybe about 1 yard there. Once again, nice attacking defense by the Highlanders.
Nice tackle there by Matty Collins there, which was set up by a great job by Justin Berry there. Going to the outside, not allowing the running back to get to the corner, forcing him to cut up inside where Matty Collins was sitting there waiting for him for a nice tackle. And those are one of your two leaders of the defense there stepping up to make a play for the defense.
Matt Collins, also Justin Berry, another important defensive player for the Highlanders out there, as the Highlanders defense doing an excellent job here in the second half. Arlington now with a 3rd and 25, and they will once again, I believe, call timeout.
Wasting their 3rd timeout of the quarter. Somerville's definitely, kind of turned the tides here. The defense has definitely stepped up their game, limiting what Arlington can do with the ball. And Arlington seems to be all sorts of confused because they've already burned 3 timeouts here in the quarter.
The Highlanders defense has really come out. They've done an excellent job of attacking. Arlington, kind of a conservative conservative game plan here in the second half with a large lead, 34 to nothing. But the Highlanders doing an excellent job nullifying the running game of the Spy Ponders. Something they struggled with a little bit in the first half. The Spy Ponders able to get to the corner a lot of times, but definitely not here in the second half.
Most definitely.
Third down and 25 now here for the Spy Ponders. There's the interior of that line of the Highlanders. Hanley gets the signals. He'll pitch it out, and it's a fumble as the missed pitch there, and the running back will fall on it. That was Elijah Woods falling on the ball for the Spy Ponders. More yards lost caused by the Highlanders, and a miscue by the Spy Ponders brings up a 4th down and forever.
Arlington continuing to go backwards so far this half as the Highlander defense puts more and more pressure on them.
Great penetration there for the Highlander defense on that series of downs as our fireworks display reaches its conclusion. In the background there, we have a punt for the Spy Ponders. High punt fielded. Oh, Raymond will let it bounce, I should say. It takes a Spy Ponder bounce down to the 11-yard line.
Nice punt there, but a great job by the Highlander defense once again here. Really giving Arlington nothing, no ground. Arlington kept going backwards, and now the offense once again ready to take the field to hopefully stop moving the ball down the field.
We talked about the youth of this team and how these are the types of situations where you're interested to see what a young team does. And I think, you know, we definitely have seen the defense play extremely well here in the second half. And let's see whether the offense can get some things going. Isaac had some opportunities there on that first drive here in the second half. The pressure continues to get to them. They're trying to find ways, though, to nullify that pressure a bit. As we have 1st and 10 here for the Highlanders. They get it on their own 14-yard line. Or 11, I should say. As Isaac on the quick pass out. Tries to make somebody miss. He does, and he's able to get it up the right sideline for a gain of about 5.
Nice job by Anderson there, making the first guy miss, driving upfield for a gain of 5 yards, and the Islanders starting to move in the right direction here.
3 minutes and 40 seconds here remaining in the third quarter. Highlanders trailing 34-0, trying to put something together here offensively. As Saren takes the snap, a handoff to Raymond. He'll run off right tackle for a gain of about a yard. Brings up a 3rd down now and about 4 yards.
Nice job by Raymond there, getting the ball and running hard downhill, covering the ball with 2 arms, lowering that shoulder and driving those legs, taking as many yards as possible.
Raymond's a good runner. He runs with speed, but he also runs with power. We've definitely seen that against Lawrence as well as a little bit this evening.
Definitely doesn't shy away from contact.
3rd down, about 3 yards here for the Highlanders as the give is up the middle to Raymond. Nope, actually. Isaac's going to pull it out, and he's going to run it up the right side. A very nice run by Raymond as he's got it down the right sideline to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Nobody can catch him as Isaac Saren with the touchdown for the Highlanders.
Great play by Isaac there, pulling the ball with the read option. Both defenders went for Kevin Raymond as he went to hand the ball off. Isaac pulled it, beat it to the corner, and took it all the way for a touchdown. Great play all around.
Absolutely, a great play there. Isaac Saren pulls it right out. He fooled both defenders and myself, as I thought Kevin had the ball for a second there as well. But Saren pulled it down, ran it right down the right sideline. Some nice cuts as well to get to the outside and show some nice speed once he saw that open green.
Nice job also by number 11, DeMar Chapman, with a block there to open things up there for Saren there for that nice long touchdown run.
Nothing better than a wide receiver that blocks.
Impressive run by Isaac, breaking away from all the defenders.
Highlanders now get on the board with that long touchdown run by Isaac Saren. Looking for the extra point here. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the right.
The extra point is no good.
The Highlanders able to get on the board there. Isaac Saren with a great run. The Highlanders now trail 34-6 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of play.
Talk about a tale of 2 halves so far. You know, the first half was totally dominated by Arlington, you know, with their offense and defense just dominating the game. But you come out here in the second half and the roles have changed a little bit here. You got the Highlander defense coming out, making Arlington go backwards, and then the offense comes out in their second series, and you know, on a 3rd and about 3 or 4, Isaac's able to take it to the distance, take it to the house, and now, you know, it seems like momentum's on the Highlanders side right now.
Looks like Big Mo has the Highlanders jersey on. No question about that right now.
I mean, and that's great to see. I mean, any team that goes into to the locker room down 34-0, you got to be hanging your head a little bit. But for the Highlanders to come out and not let that, bring them down, come out and work even harder in the second half, it's a positive sign for things to come.
The Highlanders will kick it away. Kick is fielded at the 20-yard line by the Spy Ponders, and he'll run her right up the middle there. I believe that's Elijah Woods once again for the Spy Ponders. Gets it out to the 42-yard line, where the Arlington Spy Ponders will take over.
Arlington returned to the 42-yard line.
We've touched upon it throughout the game, the youth of this team. It's no question that they've come out here in the second half and they're showing how much they can mature in a situation like this, trailing 34-0 coming into the half and stopping Arlington on their first two offensive possessions and also able to get into the end zone themselves. The Highlanders have really showing well here for a young team.
It looks like they definitely came out with a chip on their shoulder. They weren't satisfied with what happened in the first half, and they came out with something to prove here in the second half.
So Arlington begins this drive at the 43-yard line. Hanley will hand the ball up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards there for the Spy Ponders. Once again, that Highlander interior line doing a good job not letting the running game go through the middle.
Yeah, another great job. In the first half, these plays were going for 8, 9, 10, 12 yards. And so far in the second half, the Highlanders have been able to limit those to, 2 or 3 yards, which totally changes, a drive. I mean, they're going to have to call different plays, and the confidence that you see the defensive line have is only going up.
Yeah, Arlington running backs having a hard time getting to the second level in this second half, as they have second down and 7 yards to go from the 46-yard line. And the give is up the middle once again. Elijah Woods with the ball. He'll be taken care of there at about the 48-yard line.
Another gain of 2 or 3 yards now sets up third and about 4 for Arlington. And again, the defense stepping up and forcing Arlington into a third and medium situation here.
Nice job on that Arlington Highlander defensive line, as well as the linebackers doing a nice job rallying to the ball, not allowing a lot of yards here in the second half. You touched upon it. They've had Arlington going the wrong way here in the second half. Minute remaining here in the third quarter. Arlington will come to the line of scrimmage. Third down, about 4 yards here for the Spy Ponders. 4 wide receivers out for Hanley. He will keep it though. There's some good pressure there for the Highlanders as they were able to get in on him. Nothing doing though as they're stopped for no gain.
It was like, yeah, another. It looks like Arlington is going to send out the punt unit once again. Another great job by the Highlander defense.
Great job there by the Highlander defense, stopping the Arlington offense. Once again, another 3 and out.
It looks like they're going to let the clock run, end the quarter, and punt that ball to begin the fourth quarter.
We're going to go down here to the end of the third quarter. The Highlanders trail the Spy Ponders of Arlington 34-6. Trailed 34-0 at halftime, but they came out and here in the third quarter, no question about it. I think the Highlanders really showed what they're made of. A young team trying to mature and really showing what they can do.
Somerville 6.
We'll move here to the fourth quarter. Ball right at midfield, so players don't really have to move very much. They switch sides.
50-50 number. Again, the 50-50. It's a blue ticket 59.
Did you get your 50-50 in, Sal?
I did not.
I forgot my ticket.
597667.
And tonight would have been the night I would have won. I never win anything.
Low snap, and that is a blocked punt for the Highlanders. Great job there.
Great job.
Blocked by the Highlanders. They'll take over on the Arlington 30-yard line.
Trying to see who blocked that punt.
Tough to read the numbers on these uniforms, but
That was Maddie.
it looked like number 20, Maddie Collins, get in there. They've become close a few times so far tonight. They blocked a few extra points. Finally blocked that punt, and now the Highlanders have the ball in Spy Pond territory, and I mean, momentum's definitely changed sides here. There's no doubt about it.
No question. No question. Is Matty Collins able to get in there and get the block there? Recovered by the Highlanders, and now they're at the 31-yard line of the Spy Ponders. 1st and 10, looking to see if they can add more to their total. Isaac Sarin, after that great long touchdown run he had, brings his offense out to the field.
Looks like we have a new quarterback in there.
Oh, you're right. This is a direct snap.
Let's see.
That is
For 5 yards, 2nd down Highlanders.
CJ Felix.
And now we have the winner of
Sophomore.
the scratch ticket raffle, and it is also a boot ticket. This is 597.
A nice little run, nice little athleticism there.
The scratch ticket raffle.
Able to get 7 yards on that run, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 3 here for the Highlanders. And staying in there at the quarterback position is Felix. CJ Felix in at quarterback now for the Highlanders. Felix will hand the ball off to Raymond. Raymond will spin off one tackle, bust up the middle. He'll run over a safety, and it'll take 5 Spy Ponders to finally take him down at the 7-yard
What was
line.
that, number 4? That was Chris David.
Oh, Chris David, I'm sorry.
Looks like another
Good
another
run.
sophomore. That was a very impressive run. He took the ball hard and ran over that Spy Pond defender. It looked like he enjoyed doing it as well, because he wasn't trying to juke him. He was going straight through him.
Personnel changes here for the Highlanders is CJ Felix in at quarterback now. He's back to pass. He gets some pressure, and he is down, sacked back at the 16-yard line.
Looked like they were trying to pass the ball there, trying to get around the corner, but dragged down by Spy Pond defender there.
Where'd you go? Did you win the monster?
9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the game. The Highlanders trail 34-6, but they are knocking on the door again in the red zone at the 16-yard line. 2nd down and for the Highlanders. And around the side is Augustine.
That's a great idea. Thank you. Oh, no,
To the right side, he gets down to about the 11-yard line.
Nice stiff arm on by him as well to get him a few extra yards on that play as well.
Henry Augustine is who ran the ball there, number 3. Opportunity here to see some younger players get some playing time as well.
Great opportunity for this, just to get them that game experience in case, you know, someone does get hurt or their number is called. They're prepared, they've done it before, and, you know, they're ready to excel.
CJ Felix at quarterback. He's back to pass. Pressure in his face. He'll get the screen underneath. He cuts back, going for the end zone, and he has it for the touchdown.
What a nice little screenplay that was.
Highlanders.
And there he is, the freshman.
Ivan Pierre, the freshman with the touchdown. Some nice moves, a little shake and bake on the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown.
Nice, great play there. He was almost sacked by the Arlington defender. Got the ball off just in time. And a great catch by Ivan Pierre. And his athleticism got him the rest of the way. Juking Spy Ponders left and right and diving into the end zone for yet another Highlander touchdown to bring this game a little bit closer.
Makes the score 34-12 as the Highlanders are looking to tack on the extra point here. 7 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the game. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the right.
Plenty of distance. He's just kicking it just wide to the left or to the right.
Now Arlington 34, Somerville 12.
I'd like to see the Highlanders come out, do an onside kick. Momentum's on their side. The defense has shown that they've been able to stop Arlington here in the second half. And I think it'd be a perfect time to, you know, just at least try it.
Nothing to lose, really, to be honest with you. Down 34-12. You have a situation where an onside kick, if you can recover it, you actually could get right back in this game, get down by, feasibly down by 2 touchdowns if you're able to get the ball and drive it down the field again.
I mean, it's very, very impressive what the Highlanders have been able to do in this second half. Coming out, playing with that chip on their shoulder, and basically dominating the Spy Ponders here in the second half. Being down 34-0, you know, the easy thing for them to do would have been just to fold and play the game out, and they've done the totally opposite. You know, they played with some anger, and they've executed both on the offense and defensive side of the ball, which is great to see. Really shows what type of team Coach Gulla has on his hands so far this year.
And the kick here for the Highlanders. It's a low line drive kick down the left sideline. It bounces around. That was a little tricky bounce there. And instead of being able to field the ball and do anything with it, the Spy Ponders are just going to sit on it as Elijah Woods just jumps on the ball at the 10-yard line. So Spy Ponders once again pinned way back.
Yep. It's a good thing he was able to fall on that and get control of it. I mean, Highlanders could have went down there and scooped that up. It would have been their ball down there and definitely changed the face of the game.
Looked as if he was hoping it would bounce out of bounds, but you really can't know where a football is going to bounce. That's why it's got the points on both sides. About 7 minutes remaining here in the game. Spy Ponders will start this drive at the 10-yard line, leading 34-12. Highlander defense doing an excellent job here in the second half. And it's a high snap that is fielded by Elijah Woods. And he has nowhere to go on the left-hand side as that pursuit of that Highlander defense did an excellent job. We have a flag on the play. It's going to be holding.
I might decline it at this point just because it was such a negative play already. And the way the Highlander defense is playing, showing that, you know, Arlington so far in the second half hasn't really been able to accomplish much. That could have been tragic for Arlington there. That ball snaps over their head and the Highlanders are able to pounce on it. I mean, if it's not a touchdown, the Highlanders have the ball within the 5-yard line, you know, within scoring territory once again.
No doubt about that. They are going to decline that penalty. So it's going to bring up second and about 13 here for Arlington. Again, that 50-50 number is 597-667. 597-667. Colin Hanley in at quarterback for the Spy Ponders.
I'm trying to be effective.
Calls out his signals.
Like, and I'm not saying like I'm completely like, yeah, sometimes I fool around down there.
Give is up the middle.
You can see me from down there.
That Highlander defense swarms to the ball, stops that gain for about 4 yards there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9, more like 3rd down and 8 for the Spy Ponders here. 6 minutes remaining in the game.
Once again, another 3rd and long for Arlington.
Highlander defense really came out here in the second half looking impressive. No doubt about that. The Highlander defense as well as their offense has looked much more effective here in the second half, and that does show a lot about what this young team is building towards.
Most definitely. I mean, you even have some of the younger players being subbed in and making plays. I mean, it's a great thing to see. I mean, they're only getting better, and this second half is definitely a step in the right direction for this team this year.
Spy Ponders with the snap, the handoff to Elijah Woods. Woods will run it off the right tackle for the 1st down as he gains about 9 yards on that one down to the 24-yard line. 1st down for the Arlington Spy Ponders.
The tackle was there to be made behind the 1st down marker, and it looked like they went for an arm tackle, for a shoulder, didn't wrap the body there, and he was able to slide right by it and get the 1st down, which is going to be the beginning of a lot of time being taken off the clock, as they just probably going to continue to run the ball and just take chunks of time off the clock.
Just passing the 5-minute mark remaining here in the game. Highlanders trailing 34-12. Spy Ponders just looking to move the ball, move the chains, and keep that clock rolling. On 1st and 10, another high snap. This one controlled by Hanley. Pitched out to the left, Elijah Woods is dropped.
Nice tackle there by Henry Augustine.
No gain on the play for the Spy Ponders, brings up a 2nd and 10.
We're gonna hold, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, yes.
Lots of young players out there getting some playing time. I see C.J. Felix not only stepping in at the quarterback position and throwing a touchdown pass on an interior screen on the last possession for the Highlanders, also playing cornerback out there.
And these are great points in the season, you know, great time to be able to put them in there, let them get their feet wet, and it's even better to see that they're out there being very successful at it as well.
Second down and 10 here for the Spy Ponders. Have that clock roll and hand off to Woods. Getting it to the left, going outside, down the sideline. He'll get the corner, get the first down as he gains about 11 yards on that play, down to the 35-yard line.
Highlanders weren't able to contain him to get him to come back inside. He did get that corner, was able to pick up the first down and continue Arlington, you know, keeping control of the ball, running the clock down as we get inside, you know, about 3:30 left in the fourth.
The only thing he didn't do all right on that is he went out of bounds, which did stop the clock at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But aside from that, Arlington pretty much in control right now. The Highlanders came out here in the second half, made a really good showing here, I believe, in the second half, showing their mettle, I guess you could say.
And they're not making it easy out in Arlington either. It's not like they're picking up 10, 12 yards of play. They're getting these first downs on third down, third and medium range, or third and long.
Give up the middle. Elijah Woods runs it right up in there for about 5 yards. Yeah, that interior line, the interior of the Highlander defense has really been the highlight, I think, of their defense throughout the evening. If Arlington has had success, it's been on the outside, not through the inside.
We got the Somerville High School marching band playing Sweet Caroline over here.
Feel like I'm in a Red Sox game.
Right.
Arlington comes to the line of scrimmage at second down and 3 here for the Spy Ponders.
Snapped over the head.
Hanley can't handle a high snap, and he will just dive on
the ball's loose.
Oh, the ball's
I think
loose
the Highlanders have it. And the Highlanders do have it. Wow.
Highlanders getting the turnover there. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the game. Highlanders offense will get to come out and see if they can add anything to their offensive total on the evening.
Quarterback didn't have any chance on knocking that ball down. That ball was snapped clear over his head. It looked like he was going to be able to have it cover it up, but when it went down, it squirmed away from him, and the Highlanders were able to recover.
It just squirted right out away from them. Throughout the evening, Arlington's had a little bit of difficulty in terms of their snaps. Some high snaps that we've seen from Arlington. But then again, Colin Hanley, probably about 6 inches shorter than their normal quarterback, Frank Roach.
Yes.
So that might be some of the differences.
Going for a different target.
So the Highlanders offense out on the field. C.J. Felix in at quarterback for the Highlanders. Joining him in the backfield is Henry Augustine. A couple of youngsters, some freshmen out there getting some playing time. Felix will take the snap. He'll throw it out to the right. Pass is complete. Down the right sideline for a gain of 12 on that is Jordan Dolphin.
It's a great sign seeing the youngsters come out here and really being very successful. Nice throw there by CJ there. Great reception and a very nice drawn-out play there by the Highlanders.
This will roll down to 2 minutes here. Remaining in the game as we pass the 2-minute mark remaining. C.J. Felix calling out the signals. And give
the sweep. He's going to go
on the sweep around the corner, and he's in for the touchdown once again. Jordan Dolphin.
Very nice play there. The jet sweep. You see the Seahawks run that very well with Percy Harmon. He wasn't even contested. He took that ball and he was right to the corner without. If this was flag football or touch football, they still wouldn't have gotten him.
It's a nice play call there. A jet sweep gets him into the end zone as the youngsters Jordan Dolphin is able to get into the end zone. So we had a couple freshmen who have gotten touchdowns. Actually, I'm sorry, Dolphin is a sophomore. But also Ivan Pierre got into the end zone as well. So a lot of the youth being served out there for the Highlanders as they're going to go for 2 here with 1.5 minutes left, trailing 34-18. 2-point conversion. Felix will throw it out for a converted 2-point conversion. as Jason Barrientos, I believe, was who got that. Nope, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. That would actually be Limji Simon on the 2-point conversion. So that makes it a 2-touchdown game here. The Highlanders trail 34-20 with a minute and a half left.
Wow.
20 unanswered points here in the second half for the Highlanders.
A great sign by the Highlanders here. 2-touchdown game. Momentum's definitely on their side here. And I mean, I just wish there were about 10 more minutes left in the game. I think the Highlanders would have been able to come back and tie this thing up or take the lead.
I think you may be right. We might see that onside kick you were hoping for in the previous kickoff. The Highlanders trail now by 14 points, 34-20. They scored 20 unanswered points here in the second half. It's a great sign. A young team coming out down 34-0 comes out here in the second half and are really playing well. A lot of the younger players out there. We have some possible inside information that there might just be an onside kick coming up. Looks like the Spy Ponders are prepared for that, and it's going to be a squib kick down the middle. Misfielded by Elijah Woods initially. He's just going to grab the ball and take the knee at the 24-yard line, where the Spy Ponders will take over. Nice crowd here this evening at Dilboy Stadium for the home opener of the Somerville Highlanders season.
We got the band over here to our right, but this place is pretty packed for home opener Friday night. Beautiful facility we have here at Dilboy Stadium. Great place to watch a football game, and the Highlanders in the second half made it definitely a delightful place for us to watch as they put up 20 unanswered points, looking unbelievable the second half.
Excellent second half for the young Highlanders as they refuse to go down without a fight, trailing 34-0 at the half.
Looks like Arlington just took a knee. Yeah.
Yep, Arlington will take the knee and let this game close out. Minute 10 remaining now.
I know the Highlanders are going to be disappointed with the result, but there's a lot of positives to take away from the last 2 quarters of football that they just played. Going down 34-0 to be able to bounce back, score 20 unanswered points, and to be able to be as dominant as it was, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball, was definitely a great thing to see.
Got to see some offensive and defensive dominance from the Highlanders here in the second half, and a lot of young players getting out there to play, a lot of the younger freshmen out there. Ivan Pierre, the young, very, very talented wide receiver, able to get a touchdown on an interior screen earlier in the third quarter, as well as some other youngsters, CJ Felix getting out there, getting some good playing time out there, along with Henry Augustine as well for the Highlanders. As that will be the end of the game. The Highlanders losing this one 34-20 to the Arlington Spy Ponders.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
I mean, nice performance by Highlanders in the second half. Lots of positive things to build for going into the game next week against BBD here at Dilboy.
No doubt about that. As we look towards next week, the Highlanders will be back here at Dilboy Stadium next Friday night, and we'll be here as well. As the handshakes at midfield, as the end of tonight's game, the Highlanders of Somerville losing to the Spy Ponders of Arlington by a score of 34-20. And this is Todd Harmon along with Sal Mendez for the Somerville Educational Channel 15 coverage of Somerville High School football.